Okay, right on time.
Hey, good morning, everybody.
You know, I'd love to come hang out in the lobby with you a few minutes before these. Just, shoot the shit.
I should just let you in the lobby. I was actually setting up our Facebook Live, man. I don't like messing with that.
You're a pro. You've got to be an absolute pro at this point.
I would think you would think I would be by now. But, I'm a little thick in the skull sometimes, man. Excited to dive into this topic. We're doing things a little different this morning. This is streaming, by the way, now on Facebook. So we are logged in and ready to rock and roll. Good to see your smiling face, Bobby. Hope you're doing well. We're going to have you share a couple of your tricks too in just a few minutes.
Thank you.
We'll introduce a couple of our sponsors and then it's 9:30. So we're getting rolling here. Good morning, Estelia. You're going to be seeing I was just checking out our most recent issue with you on the cover. So congratulations on being our June 2021 cover agent, and excited to have you at our next Thirsty Thursday social to celebrate a little bit with you at the end of the month. So you'll see an invitation for that coming soon. That will be fun. A couple other people joining us, and we all have people watching us through Facebook. We are recording as well live here, so we're good. Don Hill with Tampa Bay Real Producers, guys. Excited for this month's topic, which will be entitled Social Media Mastery. And we have a special speaker that will really be adding an immense amount of value. We'll be introducing Ryan Owens in just a few minutes before we start really diving into this month's topic. Those of you who might not be as familiar with our platform, Tampa Bay Real Producers, by this point, I don't know where you've been. You must have been under a rock somewhere if you're not familiar with our platform by now. But we feature the top 500 producers in the Tampa Bay market on a regular basis. I always say every month, I give you a brief update that there are close to 25,000 licensed real estate agents in the Tampa Bay market. When I say Tampa Bay, I'm referring to Hillsborough County, Pinellas County, and then just this year, actually, we also integrated Pasco County into the distribution list. So the top 500 is based on those three counties in this market. Real Producers is a national franchise that represents close to 120 markets across the country. I have the pleasure of working exclusively with the Tampa Bay market, but we do have vendors that you will meet that work with us on multiple markets throughout the Tampa Bay area. And so every month, as part of our platform, we obviously print out a magazine that spotlights the top producers. If you haven't been seeing those, feel free to reach out to me. If you're not getting a physical copy, that probably means that you were not a top 500 producer last year, okay? In order to receive a physical copy, we take it off of MLS sales data. Last year, off of 2020 data, a producer would have had to do just shy of $11 million in volume to reach the top 500 cutoff. And they average 62 transactions per agent last year, just to give you some of the data. I always like to look at the total as well. And that top 500 audience did over $13.5 billion in volume last year with over 44,000 transactions. So if you really look at the entire Tampa Bay market, you know, that whole 90-10, 80-20 Pareto principle really rings true when you just look at what these top 500 producers actually bring to the table. So if you are receiving the magazine, that means that you're a top 500 producer. Congratulations on all your successes. To add value to the community, we provide these monthly panel of experts series, which we have sponsors that help us put these on. Every month is a different topic. We always live stream them on our public Facebook page. So even if you're not, technically receiving the magazine as a top 500 producer, if you're not in our private Facebook group, which is called Top 500 Realtors of Tampa Bay, which you would only be invited to, again, if you were in that top 500 audience, you can still follow what we do on our public page, which is called Tampa Bay Real Producers. You can follow it as, any agent of any team, anyone in the real estate industry can follow what we do there. And we always live stream this particular panel through the public page, because the goal of this monthly panel is to provide value from an educational standpoint to anybody in the real estate industry. Okay. We do limit the ability for people to sponsor this series. Somebody has to be a partner, of course, of Tampa Bay Real Producers in order to be an official sponsor of the series. We're going to hear from a couple of our sponsors in just a second. But our goal of one of our goals of this monthly panel is just to provide immense amount of value to help anyone who's in the business grow their business and learn from the best. Real Producers was built on the premise that we have great and talented producers that are in all different brokerages throughout the Tampa Bay market. And as you guys well know, sometimes it's easy to kind of get into the same circles of influence through your own brokerage. And you might know the names of other top producers in other brokerages, but might not have that same opportunity to, learn from them and meet them and connect with them. And we want to kind of break down the divisions of different brokerages and allow you an opportunity to really learn from the best of the best on a regular basis, and hopefully add that value to help you grow your business. So we do send the digital version, by the way, of the magazine to the close to the top 3,000 agents in Tampa Bay. So even if you're not receiving the physical copy, you could be receiving the digital copy. And if you're not receiving the digital copy, just email me. You can send me a message on Facebook, and I can make sure that you can at least get added to our digital list, which hopefully will give you some motivation to get into the top 500 next year. Okay, so we update that top 500 on an annual basis. This year there was 138 new people that broke the top 500 that were not in it in 2019. Okay, so that's always exciting to see. Good to see some familiar faces. We're going to take just a minute and let me introduce to you a couple of our vendors that make this platform possible, and then we'll dive into our topic this morning. One of the vendors that has been supportive of our program from the beginning has been Home Team Inspection Services. I see Jeff and his smiling face over there right now. So your better half is not here today, huh, Jeff?
No, my better half is double booked, and I'm sorry to disappoint everybody because she's much better looking and better dressed than I am. It is.
Well, Jeff, we appreciate your support. Anything you'd like to say just to welcome people to the panel today?
Well, just a couple of things. First of all, I'm probably the oldest person on this event, and I would tell you that social media actually began back in the 1940s when sharing of information was very common, but it was done through party lines. And for those of you who don't know what they were, that was when 2 or more households shared the same landline. The only difference with the sharing back then and here is that back then people didn't always know they were sharing, that their neighbors were listening in. So it created a little of a problem. But Home Team uses a team to do inspections, and consequently, a normal size home only takes us an hour. But also for those of you who are into the larger homes, 5,000 to 6,000 and up, we actually would send 2 teams. so that it might take 2 or 3 hours at the most, depending on the size of the home. So we'd be happy to be of service to you if you have any need. Thank you.
Awesome, Jeff. And I know you guys serve really the entire Tampa Bay market. I've gotten great feedback from producers that we've connected you with that just love what you guys do. So appreciate your service, and in a very competitive industry, you guys stand out. So congratulations on the success you've had this past year. I'd like to also introduce you another one of our sponsors for this series, and that is Kazan Construction. Kazan Construction Group is a roofing specialist. They really specialize in insurance-based needs there on the roofing side. Jacob Downs, I see here, has joined us today. So Jacob, if you want to say hello and anything you'd like to add to the group here.
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Like Don said, my name is Jacob with Kaizen Construction. Don, as always, thanks for having us. Appreciate it.
My pleasure. You're muted, by the way, bud. You went mute on us.
Okay, how's that? Is that better?
Yes, you're good now.
Okay. All right. Well, as I was saying, my name is Jacob with Kaizen. Don, thanks for having us, as always. I don't have a historical lesson quite as good as Mr. Jeff there. That was pretty good. But I do want to tell you guys a little bit about what we do as a company, just real briefly, and just kind of a quick bullet point as to how we can help you guys out. So as Don said, we are a roofing specialist serving all of the Central Florida area. So we're talking Tampa, Orlando, Auburndale, Lakeland. We'll go down to even as far as Naples. We've gone down there. So if you ever have anything in that region, we can help you guys out. But the top 4 things that we provide for you guys as a service, the number 1 is going to be free roof inspections. So we're not licensed to go out and give you like a mitigation test or anything like home team inspections, but basically we can come out, look at the roof for free to see if you've sustained any storm damage. So whether that's a buyer, seller, whoever would like their roof checked out, we'd be happy to do that for you guys. The second thing is, like Don said, we're insurance restoration specialists. What that means is whoever the policy holder is, we can get their roof bought and replaced by their insurance company for the price of their deductible. So instead of 15, 20, 30 grand, we're looking at $500 to $2,500. Third thing, we can do your typical out-of-pocket estimate. So you just want a quick turn and burn roof, get you a fair estimate, put the roof on, we're done. Fourth thing that we can do is we can cater to your situation. So a lot of times, I know as realtors, brokers, you guys get in sticky situations with roofs. You need a roof quick, but they can't upfront the cash. So for example, maybe it fails inspection, you need the roof before closing. We'll go ahead and put that roof on before closing and collect from the check that comes in after the close. Obviously, we could talk about that. Each scenario is specific, but we just want to put ourselves out there, make ourselves available to you guys, let you know that whatever you've got on your plate, we can help you out with it. So thank you. I'm looking forward to learning from you guys this morning. Very excited.
Thank you, Jacob, and appreciate your guys' support of the platform. Kazan's one of our newer partners. They just started with us over the last month or two, and it really has dove right in to add value to the platform, which is what we love to see from vendors that we just bring on board. So immediately started impacting our audience, attending our Thirsty Thursday socials. You'll see them there every month. And as you can tell, obviously participating in a lot of the different functions that we have going on. So if you have any roofing needs, I couldn't recommend these guys anymore. They're top notch and really seem to be doing some great things in the industry. I want to just go a couple quick shout outs and then we'll dive into our main topic today. We have a couple of other vendors who really help support everything we do in this particular series. One of those is Celebration Title Group. I don't know if I see Rob. I don't want to miss him if he's here, but I don't think I do. So Celebration works with us actually on multiple markets, Orlando, out in the Daytona market, as well as Tampa Bay. So I appreciate all of your support and help. I also want to make sure I throw some love to Bay to Bay Lending. DJ Rondu is a top-notch lender. And if you have any lending needs, they provide anything you can imagine when it comes to lending services above and beyond what a typical lender would provide. They're based in South Tampa, so feel free to connect with DJ Rondu and Bay to Bay Lending. We appreciate their support of our platform as well. And I'll mention Milestone in just a second since Ryan's going to be getting kicked off here. But we'll talk about them as well as a great partner that we have. One other thing I want to throw out there is if you haven't already been invited to our Monday charity golf tournament, We have a couple of spots left for golfers. I'm excited about this event. This is actually our first charity golf tournament. We hope to make it an annual thing. We're partnering with Hope Children's Home, which is really a great organization, by the way. They do a lot of great work to help the kids. These are kids with some pretty rough backgrounds, broken homes. If you go to their website, I guarantee you that there's videos on there that'll just like make you cry unless you're just like a heartless SOB. All right. So there are some real great things that they do to help the youth in this market. And we're raising some money for them. Anything that we can do to help the kids, we want to try to do that. So we have a golf tournament, of course, that we'll have sponsored by many of our vendors on Monday. This is at Tampa Palms, by the way, which is a beautiful golf course. It's one of the only golf courses in Tampa where you don't have homes on the holes. So if you're kind of a wild golfer, you don't have to worry about any sort of insurance problems or broken windows or any of that kind of stuff, man. You can just get out there and start hacking away, and we'll have a good old time. We also will have a cornhole tournament going on during the golfing. So if you're someone who isn't really very talented on the golf side, like myself, don't let that stop you from participating in the golf tournament and in the event itself, because we'll have some other stuff for you as well. Obviously, open bars, we'll have food, apps, and then we will have a luncheon tied into it as well. So it's going to be a great event. If you love to golf, definitely be there. And you guys have worked your tails off last year. Many of you had your best year ever last year. So I think you guys all deserve to just take a day off and just tee off, take a day off and come tee off, right? I think that's, it just flows well. It makes sense. And we're going to have a lot of fun with that. So that's this coming Monday, May 17th at Tampa Palms, where really registration starts early at 8 a.m. We'll have official tee off at 9 a.m. and we're going at it. So the invitations have been sent out. If you haven't seen it, you can actually find it in our private Facebook group. That is an exclusive event just for the top 500 producers or partners of Tampa Bay Real Producers. Okay. So with all that being said, you guys are all here today to be able to talk about social media mastery. I'm going to introduce you to our main speaker today. And before kind of Ryan dives into his content, which I know he's prepared a lot for you guys, I know a couple of you also have communicated to me that there are things that that you wanted to add in terms of value to this particular topic. So we're going to start with just a couple of quick questions that I'm going to moderate and open it up as a forum for anybody to dive in and start asking some questions and adding some value. And we will slowly transition into a lot of the preparation that Ryan has to kind of lead our workshop today. But let me just briefly introduce you to Ryan if you don't know him. Ryan Owens is the president of marketing and media at Milestone Title Services. Milestone has been a great partner of our platform since the beginning. They work with us on pretty much every event that we have. If you've ever looked at one of our issues, Tampa Bay Real Producers, they're that big, gorgeous 2-page spread ad that you always see on the inside front cover and on page 3. That's Milestone Title with Tony Fowkes and his beautiful wife, Lindsay. Ryan has been recognized as a top 5 national video influencer by BombBomb.com. He's certified as a social media trainer from digitalmarketer.com. If you really follow Ryan online, he's one of the more entertaining follows, I would say, in the social media world. So feel free to follow him. You'll learn a lot about just how to get engagement with your videos, especially. He really specializes in creative, fun video engagement, but I'm sure he'll talk about other things as well today regarding social media. He's accumulated millions of views through his video engagement. He coaches agents and mortgage loan officers to understand and implement the power of video and social media. Ryan's not from Florida originally. In a pretty quick period of time, he came to Florida, started utilizing social media to build a network from 0 to thousands of people to generate a 6-figure plus income using social media mastery as his primary strategy. He'll tell you that he's most proud, though, of being an amazing father and a husband to his wife, Angelina, and his beautiful 2 children that I'm sure, you know, if you want to learn more, he'll tell you till you're blue in the face about the stories that the kids bring home on a daily basis. So Ryan, we're going to be diving into your content in just a second, but right before we do that, let me start with just a couple of quick questions, and then we'll open up the conversation here to the topic today is social media mastery. So let's start with just the conversation of what are your favorite social media platforms when it comes to, you know, having a presence and creating the results that you guys have seen in your businesses. This is a bit of an open conversation for the first few minutes here before Ryan dives in. So anybody can jump in with your thoughts. What are some of your favorite platforms that you guys have, you know, are engaged in?
I'll kick us off, boss.
Yeah, Bobby.
By the way, Don, thank you for doing this. You're making the industry better. Thank you to the sponsors who help. And thank you, Jeff. Margot Ackerman is actually here with us building beds at KW because today's red day.
Nice.
So that's why I don't have the bow tie. But I'm more traditional. So I only go with the 3 basics. You know, as a team leader, also recruiting. I like LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram, but I use them together consistently weekly. And it has a good overall blanket over social media, which honestly has really separated the current real estate market from what it was 20 years ago, or when Jeff was doing what were those, what do you say, the transmission lines or the, yeah. But no more little black and white books of, real estate listings. So social media is way bigger than most people think. So this is going to be a great show, and I appreciate it.
Is there anything you wanted to add, Bobby, as far as some of the best practices that you have been integrating with your team to try to get the best results from those particular platforms?
Yeah, specifically, and this is all information that I was taught, but somebody told me about a thing called the 10-10-5, which is free. And it's an intentional way to kind of surf through Facebook, but actually leave an impression that adds value. So in 25 minutes, you just find 10 prospects for whatever reason you want to connect with them or create mind share for market share and like it real quick. And then you scan through, look for 10 more that are more impactful or more relevant to you or your business, or maybe the relationship's closer. And then you heart or comment on it. And then five professionals in your social media, and this is really just Facebook specific, that they're putting out something that you want to share, and share it either to a group that you run or on your page. And that leaves an impression that's very subtle, but lasts inside somebody. So it gives you that mind share without actually asking for the business or standing on your soapbox, you know, talking and putting out videos in that aspect. So it's just one of those free hacks, but really it's all about intentionality, and almost anything you do, you just want to be consistent with. But also remember that Facebook is not just a platform to be seen, but to gain important information that you can use to take info online and add value to people's lives offline and create some more deeper relationships and reciprocity. So it's very dynamic.
Great point. I love the 10-10-5 strategy. I've talked to a lot of different people about, you know, just having a strategy is a good starting point, right? A lot of people kind of just throw stuff against the wall and see if something works. And if it doesn't work immediately, they stop doing it, right? And so having some sort of a plan like a 10-10-5 strategy, I think is such a critical component to success. Anybody else want to throw in a favorite platform that you engage in? Or any other best practices that have brought you good results before we move on here to our last little question? Okay, one other thing I wanted to see to flush out before Ryan, takes over here with some workshop is I've seen a common question come up about like the balance between just content. Like I think Bobby even touched on just providing content, being real, being genuine, letting the audience know who you really are, right? Mm-hmm. And so finding that balance between just those types of posts and the role that plays, comparing that to the education posts, right? Which in the real estate market, if you're a top producer, especially, you generally want to, be positioning yourself as an expert, right, in the field. So that comes from many times through education-based posts, which could be sharing blogs, articles, maybe writing things that you've creating your own content potentially. But there's a balance there. And then anything that you might do on the paid traffic side, right, with actual lead generation, with Facebook ads or other forms of social media. And so I was curious, and I'm sure Ryan might even touch on some of this, so I'm not trying to steal some of his thunder, but I wanted to throw that question out there to see if any of you guys had some thoughts on what has worked for you on that balance between personal content and the branding that you have, the educational type of content versus the paid traffic type of ad campaign focus. Anybody have any thoughts on those things?
Boss man, I don't want to be a Zoom snob, but I can't stand Zoom silence, so I'll fill it in. No, I'm just kidding. It's not that bad. I don't know if anyone's heard of this, but it's called a friends list on Facebook. So if you go to the homepage, I know
That's good.
and then you'll see friends and then a space and then friends list. And then another window pops up and look for create a list. And you can customize the type of individuals that are in a particular group. And that's important based on what you just said, because not every person in your audience wants to see the same message. Like your close rainmakers or your raving fans, they want to see your accolades, your volume, because they already love you and know you and like you. It just makes you relevant. Your prospects want to see happy clients cheering. They want to see them, doing what they want to be doing in, 3 to 6 months. And then everyone else, your leads, they want to see, and you want them to see your listings, your production, the stuff that maybe they want to sell or buy. But if you just blob one of those things all the time, you're going to miss a lot of your audience. And if you do all of them, you're going to annoy 2/3 of them at any given time. So what I would do is take your close, your bird dogs, your raving fans, and you put them in one friends list. And then all your marketing that it's your accolades, you would only send to that list, not the public. And then you create like your prospects, the people you're going after, sellers. If you're circle prospecting and you have them on your friends list and you put them in there. So then when you have all your closings and you show the happy clients, then only they're seeing it, because your past clients maybe don't want to see that, but they still need to see you. And then everybody else can kind of just get like listings and leads, but or your listings for leads. But again, your past clients you don't want to keep sending them new listing, or your raving fans don't want to see that. They just want to see you doing well, but they're not going to talk to anyone about a house. I'm not going to keep buying the same house. So the point is, with that friends list, every time you post something, you're maximizing the value to the receiver, and it really exponentially helps your exposure, and the phone rings.
That's awesome, man. That's a setting. I take it under the settings options, you can find friends list.
Yes, and I do it for prospecting, right? So if you're a mega producer, then you're in my friends list. But the cool thing is, when I post something, only if I link it to that friends list, only they see it. But to them, it looks like it's just on my wall. So I'm not huddling or bottlenecking people into a group. They're in a group, but they just don't know it because of the friends list. And then every time I go directly, or you go to your friends list, you're only seeing what those people in the friends list posted. So that also helps with the 10-10-5. So you're not going to see grandma and then this person and this person and then a prospect. Everybody consecutively is who you want to see. So it's like fishing in a barrel.
That's awesome, man. That's a nugget right there that was worth the price of admission. Good stuff. Good stuff. Anybody else want to add anything on this particular topic? All right. Well, you're more than welcome to be here today as a spectator. There's no doubt about that. And I know Ryan's got some great content that we'll dive into right now. This is a little bit of a different format than we normally run. Those of you who have been a part of these panels before, we typically have for over an hour, 4 or 5 top producers just knocking around ideas and coming in prepared with discussion topics. We purposely and intentionally did this particular one a little different, just under this topic of social media mastery. I thought there would be a lot of value in having somebody who, you know, really for many years has specialized in just this space, right? And that's why, you know, Ryan is really here to share that knowledge and those thoughts that I think will add value to all of you today. But before we, you know, had Ryan do his workshop, I also wanted to flush out any great ideas that you guys had, which I appreciate Bobby bringing the heat with some of that stuff. So if you're here to just listen and learn, I have no problem with that. And we're going to give you what you came here for. So Ryan, we're going to let you take over here now, where I've already introduced you. Have your notebooks out and ready, guys. Ryan's got some content to dive into, and I'm sure part of that will be open dialogue and some Q&A time too. So as questions arise during this conversation, feel free to throw them in the chat. Well, I'm sure we'll have a little bit of time here towards the end to be able to address some Q&A and clarify any of the points that Ryan dives into. But without further ado, my man, feel free to take it away.
Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone's really feeling well. Bobby's always bringing the heat. Thank you, Bobby, this morning. I'm actually going to show you that friends list. What I found out from teaching agents and even myself for a long time, we got to work in workshops, and I want to show you click for click how to do something. I've told people for many years how to do things and give them a great idea. I want to show you exactly what that idea looks like. So Bobby, thank you. I'm actually going to start off, do a screen share and show you how to make that custom list real quick and then come back in here. But yes, as Don, thank you for the introduction. Don, thank you for putting on such value for everybody this morning. I want you to really come away with some great value today. There's so much involved with social media. It's such a landscape, and putting it all together to really use it as a tool to make business, to create engagement, to create an audience, to nurture that audience, to them, you know, shaking your hand at the closing table and then becoming a raving fan and an ambassador of your business. There's so many little things to it. So I tried to break what my presentation was going to be down today and some of the basics you need to know. I want to tell you what you're going to get by the end of this presentation. We're going to talk about the one thing we have to talk about before we do anything else, and that is fear and limiting beliefs involved with social media and video, because without that foundation, you will go absolutely nowhere. No matter what you do, no matter how many seminars you attend or workshops, without the proper mindset and getting out of your own way, you're never going to implement any of this or do well, because those limiting beliefs are going to hold you back. As soon as you get that one video you worked hard on and it doesn't do well, and you got that stinking thinking, you're not moving forward. And I want to help you with that, because that is the foundation of social media. It's not the computer. It is right here in the brain. So we'll start off with that. I'm going to give you some of my favorite equipment from the beginner, where you have the lowest budget we could possibly ever imagine, and you can still be a superstar, to a medium budget, higher budget. Just go over some of my favorite tools that are going to help you explode with this newfound path that you're on to really use social media for what it's worth, and to be able to really become a local, well-known professional and be known by everybody. It's going to be really great. I'm going to give you my Remarketing Ryan Social Model 2021. I just named that last night. I'm going to show you how to take a long form piece of content and be able to have a month's worth of content, how to break it down either yourself or hiring out and leveraging someone else's talents to do that for you. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do it. I'm going to give you show you how to connect with all that after we've made that content, to connect and then convert that content. Then I'm gonna give you some ninja tactics. So I want you all to know, please interrupt me during any of this. If you have something to say, I have no pride in this presentation whatsoever. I have no emotional attachment to any of this information. Please let me know if you want to jump in and join in and give us some information too. I'm more than pleased to hear that happen too. I'm going to show you how to spy on your competition. I'm going to show you how to make sure you get subscribers on your new YouTube page very easily. And I'm going to give you the top 12 highest converting videos that are going to be creating leads for you. These are from across the country. These have been tried and true and proven to actually create leads. Because one of the things I like to emphasize is we're really not looking for 10,000 likes. We're looking for $10,000 in commission and raving fans. It's not about the likes. 10,000 likes or $10,000 in commission. I want to help you get some tactics and tools about social media that'll give you that $10,000 in commission or more. I'm also going to give you a social media calendar. I'm going to, if you don't have lead capturing abilities, I'm going to give you a full platform where you'll be able to take your listings, put it on TV, create instant property websites that'll have lead capturing information so that you can start really connecting with this audience and build up a database. I'm assuming, since this is open to not only the top 500 realtors, also a plethora of other realtors in that 25,000 that'll be able to take advantage of creating a database through having lead capture, putting your listings on TV. That's going to be completely free to you. And I'm going to give you a retargeting video because I was kicked out of my ads account and I did not realize that. I guess I had went against the law here last year. Haven't had to do ads in a while. So I wanted to show you some click things on ads, but we're not going to do that today, but stay tuned through Milestone Title Services and even Tampa Bay Real Producers. We can revisit ads again, but I will send you a video that'll show you exactly how to retarget. We'll talk a little bit about what that means and what that is too. And last but not least, I'm also going to send you a complete ad template for a bunch of ads that are converting leads for real estate agents across the country. I'm going to show you exactly how to put those ads together, and I'm going to send that to you. So no matter what happens today, you're going to get some great stuff. And let's get it started here. Let me share my screen. Oh, and by the way, I thought that I had started social media early, 1996, with ICQ, and then AOL Instant Messenger, and then MSN Messenger, and the forums, then MySpace. But Jeff, you took us way back to 1940. I really thought no one was going to beat me as early as I had been on social media, some of those early things in the mid 90s, but you beat me there, Jeff. Let me get my screen share going. Okay. There we go. Can you guys see that? Can I get a, oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. I love these Zoom calls. Sometimes it's like talking into the abyss, but I know you guys are there. All right. So the first thing I wanted to talk about, which I said is the foundation of what we're going to be doing with social media. Guys, there are 25,000 real estate agents in the Tampa Bay area alone. And with that amount and with the prevalency of social media for so long, I am surprised extremely by watching the market from the mortgage side, the real estate side, now the title side, just seeing how much of an opportunity that is still there. I cannot believe it. Because all these workshops and all that we've talked about social media and video, there still is nobody doing it at a high level. There's such a big chunk of the marketplace to be taken out, not just for real estate agents, but for our vendors as well. I'm sorry, I will never use that word again. I hate that word. Partners here in insurance and in home inspections and whatnot. These things will all translate as well because your competition is not out there. There is maybe one agent who's prominent on YouTube in all of Tampa Bay. If you've been on YouTube, you might have seen her. There's a few others there, but as far as someone who's doing it at a high level and consistency, there's like one agent. You have the opportunity, even now, years and years later, as I start talking about video marketing and social media 6 years ago, have seen a handful of agents that have implemented and really changed their business, but the most do not. It's still ripe for the opportunity. So let's talk about limiting beliefs and fears around social media. You know, the first thing I like to say to people who are reluctant to use social media. And as we know, video is king on social media. Video is king of content right now, and it's not going to change anytime soon. And with that, showing up on camera, not talking to a person, but eventually talking to a lot of people through that camera, you can get really into yourself. You can get really fearful of what other people are going to think. I put the devil's camera here in the eyes. There's eyes on you out there and you never know who it is. I understand the fear of that. And I wanted to start out with telling you a scenario. Would you ever not go to a listing presentation because of how you look or how you sound? The answer is no. I can feel all the no's right now because it just would never happen. And we really want to approach video the same. We're going to talk more than just video on here around social media, but I want you to know that because it's such a top of the mountain part of social media, that just mindset tricks and thinking, would I not go to the listing presentation because how I look and how I sound? approach the video the same way, like it's a listing presentation. You look how you look and you sound how you sound. And it's really time to embrace that, to get on social media and get rid of the fear. So the number one thing is you got to believe that success is inevitable. You've got to let yourself know that with this social media thing, yeah, there's others doing it. And Ryan just told you there's a huge opportunity because nobody's doing this at a level that I would have had expected at this point. There's such an opportunity, but it's also telling yourself that it's not a matter of if this is going to work and if this is going to be successful, but when. So let's put ourselves in a winner's mindset. This is very important to do daily. It's like Zig Ziglar said about, motivation. It's like taking a shower. You really need to do it daily. You need to inspire yourself daily and remind yourself that I believe that my success is inevitable. You have to tell yourself that. That's to take the journey on the social media thing. Transitioning, if we've been an agent for 10, 15, 20 years into this social media landscape, going through a huge shift and telling ourselves, I believe that success is inevitable. You do have to say things like that and get into that mind space so that you can really take this journey with social media. Another thing I want to suggest as far as getting rid of the fear of putting ourselves out there, because social media really requires, like Bobby said, a lot of authenticity. It requires really showing that authentic you. And that's even scarier. It'd have been one thing if we could make just videos about our business and our open houses and our listings, but social media, because of what people expect in society and just how we use social media, they want to know who you are. And we're going to talk about, like on Instagram, the feed being that main movie, and then the stories and reels being the making of. We want to see your movie. We want to see your life story. So that's even more nerve-wracking for some people, because I need to open up about my interests. I need to open up about who I am and show my personality, the good and the ugly, because people are going to connect with that. And we know that now. And one of the things that's going to help too is number 2 here is journaling or scripting. Write down what you're going to experience and feel when you start stepping into this new brave you that's going to get in front of the camera, that's going to make this social media thing a part of your daily business and fit it into the flow of your already existing business. What's it look like when a brave you shows up? And write that down. Write down a year from now what it looks like when you've stepped in bravely to social media. Write down what it feels like stepping into this new brave self that's going to inevitably reach success, not if, but when. And then after you've journaled out that person that you are when you step behind the camera, really do this. This is a powerful exercise. This is not just some fluff so we can move on to the next thing. This is so important. And then after you've done that, put those feelings that you feel, but also take some time to get still with yourself and to feel what it feels like being that brave person getting in front of the camera. This is going to absolutely change and give you a foundation to be confident on camera and take this journey. Visualization. Jeff Bezos is one of the most rich people in the world. He may not be able to keep a marriage together, but he absolutely can make billions of dollars. And that is great. And one of the things that has made him so successful is this exact thing, visualization. Getting up every morning, Jeff Bezos says, and he's got the time to do this, I guess, he's in bed for about 2 hours in the morning, visualizing success, visualizing the future of the company, visualizing who he's continually evolving into being. So take some time. Again, it's almost like the journaling thing, but visualize what you want your business to look like, what that brave you on video looks like. Take some time, and it's great in the morning. We know because our brain waves are in a certain certain place in the morning and right before we go to bed. Take those times to think and visualize about this new brave you stepping into video and how much you're worth it, and feel that and see yourself, connecting with more and more people, having more and more closings, building a bigger business, and having people really attracted to you if you're recruiting or whatever it might be specific to you, but visualize. And we're going to move on from there, because those things alone should be able to help you get started with understanding that you have success inevitably ahead with taking this journey. So that's it, limiting beliefs. And did anyone have I would love to hear from somebody else if you had anything that has helped you to become that brave person, because we all started out very timid with the social media or video thing. Is there anybody out there, and that's fine, not, but I wanted to know if there's anybody in the audience who had went from shy and timid into that and what that looked like, and if you had a tip for us. No problem.
That's me too.
There we go.
I'll fill it in, Ryan. And I just want to mention too, that everything you said, the first time I ever heard it, just seemed like happy fluff, but I can't reiterate how important you just said is, and the mindset for ourselves and our visualization, because we're always in a state of what we thought we knew with what we're seeing in front of us. And that loop just keeps running unless we intentionally break out, and journaling and visualizations are huge. And that's exactly how I finally, changed direction. I just sold out and said, enough's enough. I'm going to change my mindset. I'm going to do things different. I started reading a bunch of books, and the rest is history. So absolutely. And when confidence comes from that, that's when, the mic drops and you're golden.
Absolutely. Thank you, Bobby. I just think it's so important that we know that there is a brave, video rock star business person, marketer right inside of all of us. And we've got to make way for that. We got to break the habit of being ourselves, which is a great book by Joe Dispenza, if you have not come across that yet. So write that one down as well. Video is king. We all know this. We've all seen the power of video. It's going to do a variety of things. SEO. It's going to make sure that our videos rank higher on Google searches more than anything else, especially when there are captions and words involved with that. It develops the most important thing in your business, better than anything else, the know, like, and trust factor. You're going to be able to get to, in a fast NASCAR way, to the know you showing up, you're consistent, people see you, they like you, and not everyone's going to like you. I want to emphasize that too. Let's embrace the shadow and the light, knowing that not everyone's going to like us, but that's better because we can get them out of the way. So let's put more of us out there, so those who don't like us will move aside, and those who do will come towards us. And then they trust us because we're showing them our business, we're showing them our lives and our authenticity, we're showing them our personality and who we are as a person and as a business person. And that creates the know, like, and trust factor. And if you've been to any sales seminar, if you've been to any brokerage who's going over some sales training, you're going to hear something just like this: know, like, and trust. Video does it better than anything. We already know that on the non-personal side, the videos of houses get 400% more inquiries than those without, and it's the top form of media on social media. It's the top thing that's promoted by the algorithms. It's the top thing that's going to connect you, have you communicate better and convert higher than anything else. And just touching on something briefly, because I want it to be in your head, about also video helping us to get away from the faceless digital communication that we've been so used to over the years. I talk about those, 10, 15, even 20-year veteran agents who are in the business have relied on emails for everything. And I got to tell you, I am not great at emails, especially long ones. I have to take my eclectic way of using words and have them interpret it without hearing from me. That I have to, rely on their blood glucose levels and their perceptions and all of that. Like, I just want to get quickly done. I can make a video quicker than I can write a long 2-3 paragraph email, which thank God I don't have to write too many of those anymore. But I can approach that with a video, and we've interviewed 500 agents reporting using video in their emails. And look at these numbers. 81% are reporting more replies. That's great. 87% are getting more clicks in their emails. So when there's buttons that are taking them off to a landing page or their website, or get more information, or here's a free buyer's guide or seller's guide or whatnot, they're getting almost 90% more clicks using video and emails. And 68% have increased conversion. These are huge numbers. And of course, this is a great way to stay in touch with our database, our future clients, cold leads, new leads, all leads, everything. 90% stay in touch more effectively with video emails. And 56 generated more referrals. That's well over half of people are getting more referrals by using video and supplementing, because not everything needs to be a video email, but in some occasions, in a lot of occasions, you're going to find where you can get creative. Your video emails are going to foster that connection, increase the leads, have people that kind of were going silent come back because a person showed up. and it's really awesome. So I'm going to get off of videos king because we really know that, but I wanted to touch on it a bit. Here's the tiers for video creation. I want to show you that you can have no budget or a higher budget and give you some of my suggestions on some of the best equipment that I know of. I've got a few of them here with me. But low budget, you don't have to have much money. Look, you don't have to have any money, because I know 7-year-olds and they definitely don't have any money and they got a cell phone somehow. I know you have a cell phone, and if it's within the last 2 to 3 years, you've got an amazing phone. Did you know that your phone right here, you don't have to have the iPhone 12 Pro Max phone, by the way. I don't have a case on it. I really have been causing some anxiety when I've been walking out, not for myself, but for others. They see me without a case. They're like, oh my gosh, that gives me a heart attack. Within the last 2 to 3 years phone, you have a better phone than what they filmed Star Wars with. It's an amazing movie. I love Star Wars, but your phone is a better camera than what was used to film Star Wars. And that's a pretty good movie. Natural lighting, you have your phone, you get in front of a open light source in front of it, and use that. No lighting needed, or use the natural light that we have in the sunshine state, and just holding your phone. That's your low budget. Your mid budget is some items that I want to suggest to you. We need audio. You can have a great video and it have really crappy audio, and it's going to turn people off and they're not going to watch it. Audio is more important. We don't talk about that enough. We talk about social media and the video component of social media, but audio gets left out. I want you to invest in a Rode Mic Mini for your cell phones. Now, some of the newer cell phones have got great front and back microphones, but this is going to allow for you to have really crisp, clear audio. It's around $49, the Rode Mic Mini. I actually have one right here. It's a really great tool. You can plug it into your Android phone, or you can get an adapter that'll go into your lightning cable or your USB-C, and it's a shotgun mic. So as you imagine a shotgun, it goes a little out to the left, a little out to the right. Anything within that range is going to get nice, crisp, clear audio. So the Rode Mic Mini, Dji Osmo, this is the OM4 now, or you could get the Osmo 3. This is what you might have heard of a lot, called the gimbal. This is going to take your cell phone footage and is going to change it to look like absolutely professional footage, because it's going to stabilize. Instead of your videos looking like a found footage horror film, it's going to start looking more professional, which consumers are really getting used to. So this is something that you can easily compact. You can easily break it down. It's got a tripod. You can take that off easily. You can fit this in your purse. It's about the size of my hand. You know, I don't have Johnny Bench hands or anything, but it's about that big, very compact. You put your phone into it, instantly you're off having stabilized footage. It also has an app in there that's going to allow you to create videos itself. It'll show you exactly in the DJI Mimo app that comes with this item that you're going to buy. And it actually will make videos for you. So it'll show you exactly how to pan, and then it'll stitch the video together. So basically doing your editing for you. So that's another great feature. Anyway, moving on, newer ring light. I'm actually using one right now that's in front of me, holding my camera right now. It's around $100. So right there, that's about $250 plus your cell phone. You've got an awesome movie studio now for your new social media channels, and really creating this audience that is going to be happy to see you. Third tier, and then moving on, is a couple of cameras I want to suggest just for real estate agents or any business person. But the Sony A6400, which is what I'm filming on right now. I've actually got that plugged into my computer so that I can get some crisp, clear. You know, I've got the green screen background, which you do not need. I don't suggest a green screen in these items. A Sony A6400, it's a little higher budget, but it's going to, it's used by many, many, many YouTubers, many real estate agents that are creating great content. It's an awesome camera. It's got a flip up screen so you can see yourself. It records more than 30 minutes, which most do not. It's got 4K footage. It's just awesome. The Canon M50, for a little less, you can invest in a great camera that is going to provide you with an awesome way to make videos and make them look beautiful. They go above and beyond what your cell phone is able to do. But again, you don't need much more than your cell phone. LED lighting, I've actually got 2 of these on each side of me right now that's lighting up my green screen, but this can be used for inside your office when you're interviewing with agents, which we're going to talk about, or you're creating content. You need good lighting. Either we're going from the natural lighting from the window, we're using a newer ring light, or using something like these LED panels, which you can get for a little over $100 used, and they're really, really great, and you will use them. The Cam Link, that's what I'm actually using. If you ever want to use your camera and step up your Zoom calls or those type of online live videos and whatnot, you can get really good crystal clear imagery by getting a Cam Link that'll actually connect from your computer to your camera and give you really great footage. A Go Mic wireless. Absolutely, when you get the budget and you want to make this serious, get a wireless mic. This is going to be great for you to do. Maybe you have your videographer come in, or your son or daughter, or you're sitting down your camera on a tripod and you want to move around like an open house or a park or at an event. This wireless mic allows you to step away from your cameras and your phones and be able to have crisp, clear audio from good distances away. And it's a great thing to have. And I don't recommend using a teleprompter, but sometimes if you want to start using scripts, getting better at video, making sure that the constant takes, which I'm going to recommend you against not doing, because we don't want to be perfect. Perfect is dumb. Done is great. Perfect is crap. I want to invite you to just know about the Parrot teleprompter, because it's something you can put right on top of your camera. You can upload scripts. You can take articles. You can get updated news, instantly upload just the text onto your app. You slide it under the Parrot teleprompter and you can look directly into the camera, and it'll have the very clear words running across the screen that you can use to help you make fast content. But I really want you to get natural. I really want you to just stick to video that's going to show off your natural self. Use your phone, use a camera. You don't really need a teleprompter, but if you're interested, I wanted to make sure you're aware about that product. Moving on. This is the social media model for 2021. I want you to be able to take a longer form material, 7-minute plus video starting on YouTube. And I want to show you how you can cut that down and make it really easy to post on all the other platforms. But we start with our macro content. I want you to make sure that you are getting a YouTube channel created. There is a ridiculous opportunity, and I'm going to give you the top 12 highest converting videos that you can create right now and put that in your calendar to create, which I'm going to provide you with the social media calendar as well. Creating macro content. So 7-minute plus, 7, 15, 20-minute footage. Maybe you're interviewing a local business professional, you're interviewing an agent, you're dipping into other networks, you're making a podcast, which I want to highly recommend that you not only create a podcast, but find ways to get on other people's podcasts. Those are also going to be recorded in video. Most people are not just doing the podcast audio only. They're also recording that as well on Zooms, on in person, but they're on camera. That's going to be a long form piece of content as well. And if you ever have an opportunity, public speaking is going to bring you more opportunities than most things. If you have the ability to, again, start with that foundation of belief, start with that foundation of getting your mindset clear and getting out of your own way. If you get involved with public speaking, you have a 5-minute talk that you're able to give, or you're a keynote speaker or anything like that, that's going to be recorded. That's another piece of long form content. So we're going to take all of that. We're going to take that one piece of content that we've made for YouTube or that podcast. It's a longer video, or that public speaking, a longer video. And then we're going to use editing tools. And I'm going to show you my favorite editing tools. And I'm also going to show you how you can find someone else to edit for you for a very low cost as well. But Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube are like the top 4 pillars for me. We don't want to neglect LinkedIn because it has the largest, biggest organic reach right now next to TikTok, which I'm not talking about a whole lot today, if at all. But LinkedIn and TikTok are going to have a great, what'd I do there? Sorry about that. They're going to have a great organic reach. So you're going to be able to build an audience on LinkedIn better than most platforms, because in 2012, Facebook used to be what LinkedIn is now. You're able to put out content. You could create an audience. Most of the people were seeing your content. If you haven't noticed, organic reach on Facebook is abysmal. It is not good. That's why we've got to tap into other networks and use all of the platforms to be able to create a web that are linking back to one another and allowing us to form an audience, not just by organic posts. We're going to have to learn about things like ads and retargeting, and I'm going to briefly touch on that. But on Instagram, I break those down into 4 pieces because there are stories, feed, the IGTV, and reels. I just want to touch on those. And one of the easiest ways to take some of this long form content and turn it into micro content is simply taking a 60-second clip of that longer form content, just cutting it. You don't have to know much about video editing to do this. I could teach you this in 5 minutes to cut one end, cut the other end, and then save that video to upload to your Facebook, to your IGTV, which allows you for a full minute plus, and put that on your feed. But there's also some great ways that I'm going to show you how to cut that down and add a little bit of flair to it. But anyway, taking long form, cutting it down, putting it on Facebook, putting it on Instagram. The stories, like I said earlier, I mentioned it. The stories is really going to be the making of your movie. And then the feed is going to be, that's going to be like the movie itself. And I want to tell you, unlike in 2017, where you had to post a bunch, 2-3 times a day, and you got great organic reach, those days are over. And for 20 and 21 and 22, it's really about making a few good posts a week. It's about quality over quantity on the feed itself. You want to have just that greatest movie highlights. And we're going to talk about that a little bit. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. I got something to say about Instagram and some tips with that here in just a moment. IGTV, this is going to be another place for you to house your videos. It is a great place, along with great purposeful hashtags, where you can get a lot of attention. The highest amount of attention that you're going to get on Instagram right now is the reels. If you haven't made some reels, make one today. Give it a chance, because it absolutely has been the thing that has got the most amount of likes, most engagement than anything else that we're doing. They're really promoting reels right now because of TikTok, because TikTok is having short videos, and it's doing really well. Video is king. Video is continuing to grow, but the reels is kind of a copy of TikTok on Instagram that you really want to get into, because the organic reach for reels is probably higher than your stories, your feed, your IGTV. Get into some reels. Articles, going on to next. So we got our macro content. We've cut it down, micro content. We've put it on a different platforms. Articles. You want to get featured in publications like you top 500 realtors are doing with Tampa Bay Real Producers. This is great content to show that you are a leading professional in the business. There's also ways to get on national publications and local publications. There's a website that you want to write down called helpareporter.com. This is places where you can, as a business professional, as a real estate professional, help a reporter by giving them information about the local Tampa community, about the coming housing crash, about stuff in your industry, and be able to have that published nationally. So go ahead and go to helpareporter.com, submit an article. You might be able to get that into some big publications, which is an awesome way to promote that as you being a leading professional. LinkedIn and blogs. Now, I didn't put this on here, but when building this content, LinkedIn and blogs is an easy thing to do. And it's, like I said, LinkedIn's got a high amount of organic reach right now. You can have a lot of people reading your articles. And without having to type a whole lot of articles, you can, again, take the YouTube videos, take your long form videos, and you can go to what's called rev.com. That's rev.com. You upload that video, and within a short amount of time, they will transcribe everything that was in that video. So you just had an awesome podcast. You just did an awesome YouTube long form video. You can go to rev.com. They will instantly, within a few minutes, they're going to transcribe that full video for you. And you can easily copy and paste that right into a blog and right into LinkedIn, which is going to help you have this web of social media. So macro content, micro content, and getting yourself in articles, sharing your Tampa Bay Real Producers, going to helpareporter.com, and sharing that stuff on LinkedIn and blogs. So here's some repurposing tools. We talk about repurposing when we're going from that macro content to the micro content. And here are some great apps that I suggest if you want to do this yourself before you have this amazing marketing team that's going to fuel your efforts as you get really good at video and social media, and you're getting leads, and it's becoming a huge part of your prospecting, and it's working. You might be doing this yourself right now, and you can later leverage other people. And I'll show you how to use fiverr.com to do that as well. But on your mobile phones, if you want to be able to, if you're creating a lot of videos with your mobile phones, I highly recommend Video Leap. That's that top left one right now with the little red fox here. It's $35 for the year, but it's going to give you a powerful, easy, I don't care if you're 90 years old, 9 years old, it's drag and drop. It's really easy to put text, to do that cutting. So you got that long form video and you want to cut out that minute section. You could do that right from your phone and do a lot of other things, but it's a great mobile app. The Adobe Premiere Rush is another great mobile app that you should try. See which one you like, because you're going to find once you get the hang of it, you can create awesome content while out in the field and be able to edit it right from your phone. Or maybe you just don't like messing with your desktops or your laptops or your tablets and you do everything mobily. These are great apps to help with that. KindMaster, it's the one at the bottom left here. This is great for Android and iOS, has a lot of the same powerful features. It's probably my second in place next to Video Leap. And then you have Clips. If you have an iPhone, you've got an app that's free to you that's called Clips, where you can record. It'll instantly give you a green screen. You can put things in the background. And the awesome part about it is it instantly transcribes what you're saying. So when you do your clips, you can have that recorded. You can put filters on it. You can then hit the edit button, and it's going to give you a variety of places. You can put it at the top, the bottom, the middle, but it's going to transcribe everything that you said. And that's going to allow you to rank higher on SEO. It's also going to help the large majority of people who are watching your videos silently. They're learning from you without even hearing the sound. So Clips is a great app. If you don't know in your iPhone that it's going to instantly give you transcription. Desktop and laptop, I use for myself. This one here at the top right, it's Final Cut Pro. It's for Macs only. It's a great, easier, powerful tool that you can use if you want to edit from your computer. iMovie is great. It's got limited features as opposed to Final Cut Pro, but it's really easy. You can actually, I believe, have it on Android as well, if I'm not mistaken, but if not, it's on iPhones and Macs. But iMovie is another easy beginner video editor. Adobe Premiere, and also DaVinci Resolve. Actually, that's the one at the top right, the one with the little clover look here. It's completely free. It's used to make movies, but it's also got some basic features for free that are powerful that you can use. But let's go on over here real quick and go to Fiverr.com, because I actually want to show you, and then I want to pan back. Don, how we doing on time here? I'm really not paying attention to how much time I got.
You're good. You got about 10 to 15 minutes.
Oh, we're about to speed through. I want to make sure you get some good stuff. So, okay, I'm going to skip actually going to Fiverr.com, but I want to suggest that you go ahead and peruse through that, because you can find freelance people out there who will take your videos, turn it in. Let me find. They can turn it into that content we're talking about, the micro content, without you touching a thing. You can find people from $5, $10, $20 to create you whiteboard animations, to edit your videos, to give you a lot of great video editing tools and that at your disposal without ever having to worry about it. But one thing that you're going to find, I got to put this. I got to find my my presentation here. Hold on one second.
You're actually good, Ryan. You got about 50, at least 15, between 15 to 20. We're going to be wrapping
Okay,
up.
I'm going to get to the ninja tricks, because I want to show you some things that most people don't know, and get to that real quick. Let me get back to, there we go. Okay. Awesome. So Fiverr.com, please look through it, because if video editing seems, daunting to you, you've got people for as low as $5 who are going to take your videos and create awesome stuff for you. Maybe you make that long form, you did that part, you forward it over to your guy at Fiverr.com. He's going to cut, dice, and slice it up and give you content for your Facebook, for your Instagram. That could be a real benefit to you. But the one thing you're not going to be able to supplement is getting out of the videos. I want you to be present. I want you to be there on your posts, on your Instagram pictures, when you're at closing, when you're showing the house. I want there to be very minimal, just houses or just logos or just signs. I want to see you in the majority of your content, because that is what everyone else is looking to see as well. So moving on, this is the connect portion. So we've made our content. Again, there's so much. This could go on for hours or other workshops, but profiles, I want to make sure that you go and audit all of your profiles. Take some time to do that. I want to make sure that you've got all your bios set up and it represents you well. I also want to suggest, I was going to suggest this later, but I'll get right to it, having a consistent profile picture across all platforms. Make sure that profile picture is recognizable. You can make a great profile picture if you go to, Will Smith. He's got that yellow in the background. He's got the, the white kind of highlighting a bit. It looks really cool. You don't need all that. But what I would suggest is having a profile picture that is consistent across all platforms so that that's recognizable. It all ties in. We want everything to connect. And that will lead to including strategic links. So all of your Instagram has the ability to connect back to your YouTube, and your YouTube back to your Facebook and Instagram. And they all need to connect together. So check your links out. And I want to invite you to check out another thing, Linktree. Linktree.com is going to be what a lot of great real estate agents who are very, social agents and are really crushing on social media use Linktree, because on your Instagram, you usually have in your edited profile, you can put a website, you can put a link, to wherever, but it's one link. Linktree is going to consolidate all of your variety. Maybe you have an event coming up, you put a link of that. You've got an Instagram link, you've got a Facebook link. All of that you can put in there, and they have a free option. So you can get all of your links all in one place. And I'm actually going to show you how to make your YouTube link. Instead of it just going to your YouTube page and people looking at your YouTube and having a chance to decide whether or not they want to subscribe, we're not going to give them the option. I'm going to show you how to take a YouTube link, add a little bit of information to the end of it, make that your link. And when they click on that to go to your YouTube page, it will make them subscribe before they see anything. So they're going to have to subscribe to even get into your channel with a click of a button. Networking. We talked about this earlier today before we got started. We need to have conversations with other local agents or in other locations, to create referral partners. But we've got to do what Don talked about earlier in the spirit of networking and giving and collaborating. Get with other local agents. That's why Tampa Bay Real Producers is such an awesome, a service to the real estate community, bringing people together, creating that spirit of collaboration. Please attend the events. Please, find other local agents that you can collaborate with on things, work together. You also need to be having conversations, real conversations with local business professionals. That includes the title, the mortgage, the financial advisors, just the business owners in general. Even outside of that, your home inspectors, your insurance people, these people that have been in business for a while, they're well connected. And you want to have conversations with them because they have large networks as well that they can refer to you. You got to have these conversations and connect with these people through social media, spark up conversations, and continue to collaborate. Work with local influencers. Find local influencers in the area that you can make a video with. It's going to benefit them and you, while not only having that video in your network, but having it out in their network as well, getting people the opportunity to know more about your business and yourself and your brand. And it really is going to create that wildfire when it comes to a landscape like Facebook, which is really small on the organic reach. Collaborating with other influencers, other local businesses, working in some of the videos that I'm going to show you briefly, the top 12 higher converting video ads, or just videos in general. Working with local businesses and promoting their business is huge. You make a great video with them, maybe you hire a videographer, maybe you just do it with your phone. That's going to, again, tap into their network and give more people the opportunity to see you and kind of be a hack to this lower visibility on Facebook, because a lot of it's pay to play right now. Get featured on other podcasts. Look for opportunities to find somebody with one of these beautiful mics that's doing a podcast, all different industries across the country, wherever it might be. You can connect with others and make that great long form piece of content where you can slice and dice and have content for a month. Find other ways to get featured on podcasts. Look for those opportunities. Be open to those opportunities, or collaborate with us. You can collaborate with Lori Lacopola or myself at Milestone Title Services. We'd be happy to be on a lively video, maybe interview you, have some pointed questions that that Ryan's going to ask this. That's going to be a piece of content. Ryan's going to ask this. That'll be another piece that I can put out there. Collaborate with agents, collaborate with your title people. Just keep that word collaborate into your mind. And then the convert section. And I really would love to have shown you guys a high converting ad, show you how to use an ad where you can get buyers in the next 24 hours. I know there's a lot of buyers out there, but you could certainly, with this ad, which is a custom list of homes ad, I'll actually send that to you as well and show you exactly how to do it. I didn't want to go back. So converting, we've made the content, we've connected with people. Now we're going to convert. We've got to use Facebook ads. We're going to start off with ads. Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, YouTube ads, and you can learn these. And these are not hard to figure out. And we can have another class at Milestone or here at Tampa Bay where I walk you through how to make some of these ads yourself through your ads manager. And then we're going to retarget. Have you ever went to a website? Have you ever went to another broker's website and then you went and seen them all over the internet? That's retargeting. They've put a pixel, which we're not going to talk about today, but a pixel is like a tracking device. You go to a website, you click on an ad, then it's going to then spread your content to those specific people all over the internet. We've got to learn how to do that. Have our ads, find people that are interested, retarget them through pixels, retarget them again as another form of ads, Facebook, Instagram, Google, and YouTube ads. And then we're going to nurture those. We're going to nurture those who have opted into our free home buyer seller guides or come to our website to get more information about something we created interest around through our videos or our ads. And then we're going to put them into our CRM, a properly functioning CRM, which is going to send out great content to keep those people nurtured. You're going to add your past current clients on social media because you're really going to be taking, and I'm going to entrain you to this, you're going to be taking this as a prospecting tool and leaving behind just allowing it to be using you as a tool. You know, when you ever have a free product like Facebook, you truly are the product, but we can turn things around by using ads, knowing how to connect with people, not really getting on and showing too much of our personalities. There's a lot of conflict in the world right now. We want to make sure that we're representing ourselves well on social media and making sure we're not eliminating any part of our audience. Now, again, there's that part of eliminating people who don't like us, and that's fine, but we don't want to give them like a really good reason to not like us. So let's make sure on our social media platforms that we're representing ourselves, that when someone comes, a past client, we're happy to friend request them because we've got great content on here, non-controversial. We're just really into being a member of this community, creating raving fans, having a great presence and an awesome business. And we represent that well on our social media. Touch points. We want to be able to know, because we've added these people on social media and we have them in our database. Touch points are going to be not just physical touch, but sending out cards, birthday cards, things like that, and sending those out as well. Those are touch points. And of course, having events. I'm so excited because I feel it coming where we're all going to be getting back together regularly. I know we've all been kind of, sneaking out or doing whatever. It kind of feels for a while, it was icky to be out with people and then, mask or no mask and all that, but we're getting back together with events. And it's about time to start thinking about that, because these people that we're bringing into our network, we want to get in physical proximity with them. And I look forward to the next month's happy hour here at Tampa Bay Real Producers. So some of those ninja social media tips I want to tell you about. Facebook's ads library. I want to show you how you can spy on your competition to see what you can start doing, and you'll see what others are doing so that you can kind of implement that into your business. So you can kind of see what other people in your market are actually doing. We're going to go to ads library. Just simply search it on Google. This will actually show you everybody's ad that's in the area that's running ads. It'll show you where their links go to. It'll show you the entire ad itself. You're going to be able to really R&D these. You can rip off and duplicate. You can make them better. You can see what they're doing and be able to implement that in your business. So I'm going to put in here ad category in the United States, housing. And I'm going to go to, I already looked them up. We're going to go to our famous Remax folks here in town, and you can see exactly what they're running right now, see all the ad details. So you can go here and you can see what their copy is. You can see what they've put on their post. They have they're wanting to get more engagement here. They're trying to get likes. They're representing the information about their brokerage. Oops, let's go back there real quick. Sorry. I'm click happy right now. Oh, they shut me down. Well, anyway, I just know they're running ads. So that's so again, you can do this to anybody. You can do this to Ryan Serhant. You can try and put in any real estate agents or groups or companies that you admire that are doing well on social media and see what kind of ads they got. What kind of videos are they putting out? I can see the ad details here. I can watch the video that they feel is going to be great for their network and what they're sending out. What does it say? What are their social media links involved with it? And the links that they do put on it, what is it putting them to? It's going back to their website. Now, guess what's happened? I'm being retargeted now by the Duncan Duo because they're going to be putting a pixel on that, and you're going to be able to do that here soon too. So again, research your competition. You can spy on any ads that are out there. I like to call it spying. It sounds risque, but Facebook's ad library. The next thing I want to show you is, this is hard sometimes navigating back and forth. The next thing I want to show you is a forced YouTube subscription. So you'll see here, when I click on my YouTube link, I'm going to go instantly to my YouTube page, but it's going to ask you before you even get in. Oh, you guys can't see that. Sorry. Sorry, I can't see that. You want to see that? Okay, so when I clicked on my link that I have on my link tree and whatnot, it'll instantly ask them to subscribe before they even get into my channel. Nobody knows about this. Nobody uses this. So instead of just putting a YouTube link for your new YouTube channel, all you have to do is go to YouTube on Google, YouTube force subscribe. And it's going to give you just a little, it's going to give you a little, it says confirmation equals 1 or something. You'll be able to see it. Look it up. Facebook for YouTube force subscribe, and you're going to just click, copy your link like you would any link on your URL. You're going to then copy and paste. You're going to paste that little piece of code that it'll show you on that website, add it to the end, and then copy and paste that whole thing, and then put that wherever you would put your YouTube link. It's going to force people to subscribe to your YouTube channel. So that'll be really helpful for you. Going to the next little ninja trick here. Stop share.
Right, let's give about 5 minutes more of tips, and then for the last 5 minutes, any potential Q&A. There's so much great information here. I think most
That's
people
a lot.
probably feel like they're like drinking out of a fire hose, but give 5 minutes of your best tips that you want to go to,
right,
and then we'll open up for some Q&A as we wrap up.
Best tips. I'm going to, again, anybody who wants to get Listing Booster, that's going to allow you lead capturing, put your listings on TV. There's no obligation. There's nothing, no hidden tricks, no strings. Just email me at ryan@milestonetitleservices.com. I'm going to send you the links to the retargeting video, the ad templates, and I'm going to show you all these links that I'm not going to be able to go over in full. But Sniply, just briefly, just going over it. If you're showing ads, simplifying the market, all the different, blog articles that a lot of people like to share, it's not doing anything for you. It's taking you off to other people's websites. You're promoting them. At least if you're going to do that, you can go to Sniply, snip.ly. I actually did a spelling error there. And you can click whatever link that you have, put that into Sniply, and it'll create an ad for you. I'll actually, when you email me, show you exactly how to do that as well. Facebook Creator Studio, we're not going to be able to get that today, but if you go to your Facebook business page, on the left side, you'll see Creator Studio. That's going to be a place where when you connect your Facebook and Instagram, that they're working together, you can actually schedule all of your posts. You can schedule all of your videos. It's a free scheduling tool right within Facebook that you can schedule posts and videos to go out to Instagram and Facebook. Set it and forget it. Sunday night, I upload my videos. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I got videos coming out. I can just do my stories and my reels. I don't have to worry about my main post coming out. So some of you don't know that that's available. I want to tell you about it. I already mentioned Linktree. Instagram tips. Like I said, it's not about putting a whole bunch of stuff on your feed. 2 to 3 a week is all you need to worry about as far as the main feed on Instagram. But please get an Instagram. Check your bios, check your information and all your links on all your social media platforms. Like I already said, Reels has a high organic reach. Remember this rule, the 80-20 rule. Here it comes again. 20% being your just listed, just sold, open houses, and all of that. 80% being a blend of the real estate and your lifestyle in real estate. Photos with you in it. Please don't have a full list without you. I want to see you. Everybody wants to see you. If you look at a high performing social media person, you'll see them in just about everything. And those get engagement. People do want to see you in your post, and it's highly expected these days. So if you see a post just full of just listeds, that's probably not something that people are following a whole lot. What email? This is a huge one. What email to use with all your platforms? Do not use your brokerage email. If you have your brokerage email in any of your social media platforms, do that and change it today. I want you to have an email address outside of your brokerage, because let's be honest, you might be navigating over to Compass. You might be floating up in the balloon and Remax here soon. You might be going to the training brokerage for all brokerages at KW here soon. I don't know. You might not be where you are now in 1-2 years down the road. So don't leave the off chance where you leave that brokerage, they shut down your email. You don't have access to this great content that you've created over the years or months. Let's just keep that in mind, that anything could happen, and have an email that you're going to keep for the remainder of your career, and use that for all of your platforms. Use the same profile picture across all platforms. I mentioned that. And start thinking of social media as a lead generator. The last thing, so we're to the end anyway. I know this was a lot of information. Thank you for taking on this fire hose that I put out to you this morning. I actually gave you too much, and I got a lot more coming that I'm going to give you for free when you email me. These are the 12 highest converting videos that I will end with, and then we'll be done here. All these videos are proven to gain leads in real estate, and nobody is doing it. I want to repeat that. Nobody is doing it. There might be one in all of Tampa Bay. This is a huge opportunity. Here's your template. Here's the videos you're going to make on that top of funnel long form that you can use to cut, but these are actually going to bring you leads. These are going to create people that are going to reach out to you, and possibly you end up with that closing. Moving to Tampa or whatever your city is, 5 things you need to know. Tell them the things, especially if you've been a native. What do people need to know about moving to Tampa? The mass exodus from California, the mass exodus from New York. People are moving here. They're looking on Google, which is tying them to YouTube, because Google owns YouTube. Use the second greatest search engine in the world to be found. What is the cost of living in your city? Top 5 things to do. And I know we're running behind on time, so you can see what's here. I won't give you some details, but if you just were to make these videos here over the next 12 months, maybe make one a month over the next 12 months, that would be a huge win. These will bring you leads. And then we got a calendar here that you guys can use to kind of put your times that you're going to maybe batch content. And that's the last thing I'll leave you with. Batching content is finding that day you've got the energy to make the videos that you're going to make, and let that be your day for making videos. So use a calendar, find a perfect day for you, and make it happen. I'm excited for all you guys. I know this was a lot of information. Thank you for tuning in. There's so much more to talk about to piece it all together. But I wanted to make sure during the presentation and after with the things I sent you, you at least had some valuable things that you could think more about and start using today. So, all right, we are finito.
Dude, that was awesome, man. Thank you, Rye. Like I said, I mean, there was just so much great content in there that is worth follow-ups. We have a few minutes, so if anyone has any questions that you want to throw out there for clarification as we wrap up today, this is a time to do so. Anybody have anything you want to ask about?
Yeah, I have a question, Don.
Go ahead, Matt.
Hey, great presentation. Quick question for you. I have a lot of old content from the last year that I haven't posted or haven't used. So would you say it's okay to start repurposing some of those things that are somewhat recent within the last 6 months to a year as posts and content if they're still relevant?
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Don't get rid of any video you ever make, ever. Keep it all. Get an external hard drive. I don't care if it was a year or 2 years. You can repurpose anything and everything that's still relevant to your consumers or your market today. I'm glad you got some videos lingering on your camera roll or in your Google Drive. A lot of us do, but absolutely get on that today. Start repurposing. Get a little knowledge of video editing or use Fiverr and repurpose that. Repurpose the heck out of all of that older material that's still relevant today. Absolutely.
Okay, thanks.
That was an easy one. Yes.
Any other questions here as we put a bow on today? I just wanted to quickly say that I took a lot of notes, dude, and I got a lot of stuff to implement for my business. But you know, social media, as we kind of can get a feel for it, there is so much depth to it, and you can spend as much or as little time in it as you want to. But I personally believe that as you grow your businesses, it just makes sense for anybody who wants to be a top producer to have some expert that you partner with that can always add value in this particular area. And that's why we had Ryan come on today and share, because there's just always so many things that are changing constantly with social media, and just having somebody who's another set of eyes for you, you know, on your team to help you develop a strong and a consistent social media presence. It's critical. You know, I want to make sure we at least leave with just a little bit of clarity, because my fear would be that some of you are on this call and thinking, man, there's just so much to do. I'm overwhelmed. I'm not going to do anything. And what I would encourage you to adopt is, you know, something as simple as, can you do something with just those 3 main platforms that both Bobby and Ryan talked about today? Focusing on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and a fourth, I guess, would be YouTube. Maybe it comes in a different order, but those 4 platforms, you know, there's probably, I would bet all of us have at least one of those 4 that we're not doing anything with, right? That just as simple as starting a profile and getting some content on there would move things in the right direction. Linktree, by the way, is a great resource. I know Ryan brought it up. I highly recommend you check that out. It saves a lot of time and organizes things. You know, that's something that would be easy for anybody to put onto their profile. Quick plug, by the way, to 2 of our current partners with Tampa Bay Real Producers. Joyce Frustrasi, by the way, who's on this call, owns a marketing firm, Juice Your Marketing. So if you want to have a consultation with Joyce, I'm sure she would be more than happy to talk in more detail about things that she can help with regarding social media. Lisa Williams is another one of our partners with Evolve Marketing in downtown St. Petersburg. Both of them provide social media expertise. Ryan is, you know, as you could tell, has a lot of value and a lot of knowledge when it comes to social media with Milestone Title, and Ryan is more than willing to help in any way he can. I'm assuming that you'll send me that PowerPoint, Ryan, and we can try to get some goods out to the people. We can send it to anybody who has RSVP'd for this particular panel. I'll make sure that we get that information out to them, okay?
That's even better. We'll work together to provide you with what I was going to provide, and you can help me blast that out to the people that attended here today. I just want to say one last thing. Number one, a piece of my equipment, these LED lights get really warm after about an hour. So that's why I look like a Baptist preacher. I don't know if you can see that or not. But other than that, I don't want you to be overwhelmed. Start today. Yourself a year from now is going to thank you from taking the first step. And the first step could simply be optimizing your profiles. Just make sure your links work. Make sure you've got that profile picture consistent across all platforms. And then not even do the 12 higher converting ads right now. We'll plan those out. But let's at least start with making some frequently asked questions. Those of you who've been in the business, those of you who are new in the business, get with someone who's been in the business and put out some content about the same questions that you get on every transaction, every deal, every month, every year, and put that content out there so it's available and you've made some content right away with things that you get asked all the time. So that'd be a great start.
And all it takes is to do it once, and then you have it forever, right? As long as you're not using your broker's email. So that was a good tip too.
Don't do it.
That Ryan threw out there. So, hey guys, thank you so much for your participation and your, you know, we all know how many different things there are to pull us in a different direction. So you guys made a decision to be here. Thanks for that. Ryan, we'll get some of that content out to everybody. Hopefully we'll see you guys Monday as part of our charity golf tournament. Next month, second Thursday of every month, we'll pick up on our next topic, which will be coming out via email shortly. God bless you guys. Have a great rest of your week. We'll talk to you soon.